Hey guys, this is the League Commissioner with your Week 4 recap. I'd have to say the theme of Week 4 is how the mighty have fallen. And I'm not just saying that to brag about my own team. Take a look at the standings by week chart. Curtis and Will dropped several places, while Adam, Eric, and Luke have moved up significantly over the past 2 weeks. Luck of the Ivory gets the highest point total this week. With Andrew Luck out, Adam was forced to play Sam Bradford, who finally had a good game, even though the Eagles are still a complete joke. Adam has had quite the roller coaster season. He's the only person to get both the highest and lowest weekly point totals. Will's team is much more consistent, but consistently in the mediocre average range. He has the flattest line on the points by week chart. But this one loss drops Will from 3rd to 8th place. The Battle of the Gingers turned out to be just plain sad. Joey got the worst win of the week, scoring only 64 points. If you could win every time you scored 64 points, Nick would be 4-0. Set up the Colemans had back-to-back rough weeks, and we found out that Kyle has the smaller of the ginger penises, but not by much. Kyle's now 1-3, and Joey is 3-1. Just below Joey in the standings is Eric. Ginger Lives Don't Matter beat Captain America this week, partially, not entirely, due to the fact that Curtis didn't pick up a replacement kicker. I don't know if anyone reads the league manager's note that I work so hard on, but I warned everyone of the punishment for playing someone on a bye week, and Eric's team delivered the blow right into Curtis's nutsack. Brown on Foster's took down DeAndre Hopkins' lymphoma. I got my first loss of the season, even though Devonta Freeman won me the MVP trophy for the second straight week, and the return of Arian Foster wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Basically, what it comes down to is that Mike's defense and kicker did better than mine, and it's just one loss. One infuriating loss. But my team is still in first place. Mike's team is now in 7th. The matchup that I was most looking forward to this week, besides my own, was Don't Hate the Slayer versus Levy on the Bench. Some people, myself included, were referring to this matchup as the fumble in the jungle, where both teams competed fiercely to get out of last place. C.J. Anderson had his best performance of the season, but it might be time for Kyle to start Ronnie Hillman. It should be noted that Kyle had a lot of points on his bench, so his team has depth and might be able to get back into playoff contention. Remember last week, Nick had a high-scoring game, but that might have just been a flash in the pan. The team that I think is in the worst trouble, or the most trouble though, is Calvin Klein, who is this week's lowest point scorer. Timmy's highest scorer was Joe Flacco, who only had 7 points. Actually, Drew Brees had 22, but was left on the bench. Adrian Peterson got an easy win, even though no one on his team had more than 15 points. Luke is now only half a game behind first place. Here are next week's matchups. It's Curtis versus Joey, Nick versus Eric, Luke versus Brian, Kyle Besa versus Will, Mike versus Adam, and Timmy versus Kyle Ernsberger. Good luck, guys.